I didn't realize we had stopped moving. Not at first. Out there, in the endless white, motion is a lie your mind tells itself. The horizon never shifts. The sky never changes. It's just a dull, suffocating gray pressing down on a frozen ocean that looks like it's been dead for centuries. But something felt wrong. Ships breathe. That's the only way I can explain it. The hum of the engine. The low vibration beneath your feet. The creaking of steel fighting pressure. Even in sleep, your body registers it. And when it stops, you wake up. I open my eyes slowly, the dim red emergency lights flickering above me. My cabin was colder than it should have been. My breath came out in faint mist. That's when I knew. Something had gone very wrong. I swung my legs off the bunk, boots hitting the metal floor with a hollow clang that echoed longer than it should have. Too quiet. Way too quiet. No footsteps in the hall. No voices. No engine. Just silence. "Hello," I called out. My voice sounded swallowed, like the walls didn't want to carry it. No response. I grabbed my jacket, fingers already stiff, and stepped into the corridor. The ship, the Orpheus, wasn't large, but it was always alive. 12 of us on board. Scientists, engineers, me, the navigation officer. We were mapping shifting ice structures in the Arctic. Routine. Boring. Until now. The hallway lights flickered, buzzing faintly, and the cold hit harder. "Captain," I tried again, louder this time. Still nothing. I started walking. Each step echoed too loudly. Too alone. Cabin doors were open. That's not normal. We kept things sealed. Heat retention protocol. But now they hung ajar like something had moved through them in a hurry. Or something had pulled people out. My stomach tightened. I checked the first cabin. Empty. Bed unmade. Thermal gear gone. Second cabin. Same thing. Third. The door creaked as I pushed it open, and something inside made a soft, wet sound. I froze. "Hello." Another sound. Not movement. Not exactly. Breathing. Slow. Heavy. Right inside the room. I stepped in, and saw nothing. Just an empty bed. A locker slightly open. Darkness in the corner. The breathing stopped. Instantly. Like it knew I had noticed. My chest tightened. "Nope," I muttered under my breath. "Nope, no. I backed out of the room and shut the door. Hard. My heart was racing now. This wasn't right. None of this was right. I turned and hurried down the hall toward the bridge. The farther I went, the colder it got. Frost had started forming along the walls. Thin veins of ice creeping through seams in the metal like the ship itself was freezing from the inside out. That's not possible. Not this fast. I reached the stairs and climbed up 2 at a time, my breath coming quicker now. Still no sound. No people. No life. Just that breathing again. Behind me, I spun around. Nothing. But I heard it. Closer now. Slow inhale. Long exhale. Too close. I ran. Burst through the bridge doors. And stopped dead. The entire front of the ship was locked in ice. Not just surrounded. Consumed. The windows were opaque with frost. Thick and unnatural. Controls flickered weakly. Screens showing static. And the captain, he was still in his chair. Frozen. Not metaphorically. His body was encased in ice, mid-motion. One hand stretched toward the controls as if he'd been trying to do something before everything stopped. His eyes, God, his eyes were open. And they weren't frozen in fear. They were focused, like he had been looking at something. Right behind me, the breathing came again. Loud, right next to my ear. I felt it. Cold air brushing my skin. I didn't turn around. Couldn't. Because deep down, something inside me already knew. If I turned, I would see it. And if I saw it, it would know I understood. I don't know how long I stood there. Seconds. Minutes. Time doesn't behave normally when your brain is trying to protect you from something it cannot process. The breathing didn't stop. Stayed right there. Hovering. Waiting. I forced myself to move. One slow step forward. Then another. The sound followed me. Matching me. Not footsteps. Not movement. Just breath. As if whatever it was didn't need to walk. I reached the control panel, my hands trembling as I tried to bring up diagnostics. Dead. Everything dead. No power to propulsion. No communication. No heat. We were a metal coffin frozen in the Arctic. Think, I whispered to myself. Think, think, think. Emergency beacon. Manual. There had to be something. I leaned forward, and the frozen captain's head shifted. Just slightly, a crack forming across the ice encasing his neck. I stumbled back. No, 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 no. His eyes moved. Not a lot, just enough to lock onto mine. And his lips, they didn't open, but I heard him, clear as if he was standing next to me. Don't let it hear you. My blood ran cold. What? The breathing stopped. Instantly, silence slammed into the room like pressure. I held my breath. Too late. Something touched my shoulder. Not hard, not violent, just rested there, like a hand. Cold beyond anything I've ever felt. Not ice. Something worse. Something that didn't belong to this world. I couldn't stop myself. I turned and saw nothing, but I felt it, right in front of me, watching, studying. The air distorted slightly, like heat waves but inverted. Cold waves, warping reality just enough that your eyes couldn't quite focus. And then, it leaned closer. I knew it did, because the cold intensified, and the breathing returned, right in my face. I couldn't move. My body locked, every instinct screaming at me to run, but something deeper, something older, told me it was useless. You don't run from something like this. You survive it. If it lets you. The voice came again. Not from the captain this time. From everywhere. You woke up. I didn't respond. I didn't even breathe. The others didn't last this long. My vision blurred. I could feel it inside my head now. Not speaking. Thinking through me. You hear it, don't you? The ice. And suddenly, I did. A sound beneath everything. Low. Massive. Alive. The ice wasn't just frozen water. It was moving. Shifting. Breathing. Like something enormous was trapped beneath it. Or worse, something was using it. We needed one that could listen, it continued. One that wouldn't break immediately. My lips trembled. What are you? I whispered before I could stop myself. Silence. Then, laughter. Not loud. Not human. A cracking sound, like glaciers splitting apart. You already know. And I did. Not in words. Not logically. But somewhere deep in my bones, in the oldest part of my brain, I understood. This thing, it wasn't here by accident. We had found it. Or more accurately, it had been waiting for us. The captain's body cracked again. Ice splintering. His arm broke free, jerking unnaturally toward me. Don't listen to it, his voice echoed weakly. The presence tightened around me. He was not ready. The captain's eyes widened in silent horror. But you, something pressed against my chest. Not physically, internally, like fingers wrapping around my heart. You can hear us clearly. My knees buckled. Pain shot through my skull as images flooded my mind. Not memories. Not mine. Endless white landscapes. Ships. Dozens of them. Frozen. Abandoned. Consumed. People standing exactly where I stood now. Hearing the same voice. Feeling the same cold. And one by one, they all stopped moving. The breathing slowed. Then ceased. Gone. But not gone. Never gone. I gasped, collapsing to the floor. No, 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 what do you want? The answer came instantly. To be seen. The temperature dropped even further. My skin burned from the cold. To be remembered. The ice on the windows cracked slightly. To not be alone anymore. And then, everything went silent. Completely. No breath. No voice. No movement. Just me. Alone. Or so I thought. Until I heard something new. Footsteps. Behind me. I turned slowly. Hoping. Praying. It was someone alive. Someone human. But what I saw, I wish it had been the thing instead. It was Ellis. Our engineer. Or what used to be him. He stood in the doorway, completely still. Frost covered his body. Thick and uneven. like something had tried to preserve him but didn't quite understand how. His eyes were open, but empty, and his mouth, it moved, not naturally, not like speech, more like something inside him was trying to remember how to use it. "You hear it," he rasped. I backed away. "Ellis." His head twitched sharply, too sharply, like a puppet pulled by invisible strings. "You hear us." My stomach dropped. "Not it." The air shifted again. That distortion, that presence. It wasn't just one. It had never been one. The breathing returned. Multiple now. Surrounding me, Ellis stepped forward. Then another figure appeared behind him. Then another. Crew members. All of them. Frozen. Dead. But moving. Barely. Like something was wearing them. Testing them. Learning. "You will join us," the voice said, softer now. Almost comforting. I shook my head violently. No. No, I won't. But the truth hit me. I already had. I was still here. Still alive. Still aware. Because they needed me. To understand. To translate. To remember. The captain's final warning echoed in my mind. "Don't let it hear you." Too late. It already had. Ellis stepped closer. His hand reached out, and I saw it. Inside his chest. Movement. Not organs. Something else. Something shifting beneath the ice. Something that didn't belong inside a human body. I screamed and lunged for the emergency flare gun mounted on the wall. Fired. The blast echoed like thunder. Light exploded across the room, and for a split second, I saw them. Not the bodies. Not the crew. The real shapes. Towering. Impossibly thin. Stretching into the ceiling. Their forms made of twisting frost and something darker beneath. Faces, if they could be called that, pressed against reality itself, trying to push through. Watching me. All of them. At once. The light died. Darkness returned. The breathing stopped. And then, so did everything else. I woke up in a warm room. Soft bed. Bright lights. Voices. "He's waking up. He's the only survivor." I blinked. Disoriented. Hospital. Rescue. I made it. "Oh, thank God," a woman said. "You're safe now." Safe. I almost laughed. "Take the ship?" I croaked. "It was found completely frozen," a man said. "Your crew didn't make it." I swallowed hard. "Yeah." They leaned closer. "Can you tell us what happened?" I hesitated. Then slowly, I nodded. Because I understood now. What it wanted. To be seen. To be remembered. To not be alone. I looked them directly in the eyes. And I told them everything. Every detail. Every sound. Every breath. And as I spoke, I heard it again. Faint. Behind me. Inside the room. Inside them. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And this time, I realized the truth. It was never trapped in the ice. It just needed someone to carry it out. And I did.